Dani Johnson.
98% of the population will end up dead or dead broke by the age of 65.
Dani Johnson.
The question I have for you, is that how you want to be? Is that the life that you want? Well, if you look at what everybody else is doing and you live the way they are, then that's what you're going to have. Why live under the burden of death? I say, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite.
Dani Johnson.
Well, good morning, and it's a good start to a brand new week. You're starting your day off and your week off right with the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, are you having some of those, flutters inside of your belly of a crazy uncertainty, maybe that you think your future holds because of the job market? Well, if that is the case today on the Dani Johnson Show, we're going to crush that thought because you have nothing to worry about. You're like, Dani, you don't understand. There's layoffs going on. I know. But in today's show, we are going to show you some incredible strategies that are going to make you bulletproof in the job market today. It will, I promise you. I'm going to do everything I can in these 2 hours that we have together to ensure better job security for you. We're also going to take your call live, and we're going to actually unfold what some of those insecurities are. Maybe, for example, we live in a world today where there's a lot of people out there that are totally terrified about losing their job. They're worried that it's not going to exist tomorrow or next month or next year. There are millions of unemployed people. In fact, 46 million unemployed people today. There's 46 million jobs available today. Isn't that crazy? 46 million jobs that are available, and only 25% of those jobs actually require a basic college degree. Did you hear what I just said? 46 million jobs available, 25% of them actually require a basic college degree. So that's a lot of job opportunity out there. But I got to tell you something very interesting. Myself as a business consultant in our company, DaniJohnson.com, where we actually help people grow in their careers, get bigger bonuses, start businesses. So I work with both the entrepreneur and I work with the employees. And we do this on a daily basis. And what I find to be so absolutely interesting is that the people who are in the job market are saying there's no jobs available. And then on the other side of the coin, the people who are looking to hire people, those businesses are saying there's no one to hire. So there's a huge divide that is out there. And honestly, it's in the mindset of both parties. So we know that there is jobs out there. We know that there's plenty of opportunity. There's always opportunity for hardworking people. There's always opportunity for opportunists who are looking, who are not waiting for something to happen, but are actually out there looking and making things happen. So in today's world, we know that 98% of the population is going to end up dead or dead broke at the age of 65, depending on their family, friends, and federal government for their main source of income. Those people have a particular mindset. Unfortunately, the mindset is they're waiting for someone to offer them something instead of equipping themselves with powerful skill sets that make it to where there are people fighting over them. People that are saying, I will do anything to have you work with us. That they are being recruited and not having to beg for a job, but they have several people coming at them willing to offer them higher value because we get what we pay for in the marketplace, friend. We do. We get out what we put in. And so we're going to analyze some of the, things that will cause you to get in that place of losing your job. Because I can tell you there are some people that are working in jobs right now that they can't wait. Their manager just can't wait to fire them. They can't wait to let them go. And that doesn't happen because of someone's color of skin. That has everything to do with someone's attitude and whether or not they're bringing higher value into the marketplace. So we're going to look at the different strategies that you can use that will explode your career wherever it is and to cause you to be so valuable that people will adjust your hours, that people will adjust the pay, that the people will give you bonuses, extra time off because of the value that you're actually bringing to that particular company. And again, that value isn't based on your color of skin. It's not based on your good looks. It's not based on any of that stuff. It is solely based on the value that you actually bring into the marketplace. So So we know that there are people who are worried about losing their jobs. We also know that there are people who are getting great bonuses, getting promoted. We know that there are people who are in the driver's seat in their profession because of what they're doing. Now, you might say, well, they must work for a great company, Dani, because our company is, they're laying people off and there's just all kinds of fear in the air every single day. But the fact is, my friend, is that value will always yield pay. That's the bottom line. And what determines your value in the marketplace is your skill, not the company you're working for, but your skill set. Because if you were truly highly skilled and a company was going through some hard times, you then would bring that skill set to help the company not go through hard times anymore, but to become much more profitable. And that's what I want you to explore today. There's a bad mindset out there. And the mindset of most employees is, I will only work hard enough so I don't get fired. And the mindset of the employer with that kind of an employee is, I'm only going to pay that guy enough so he doesn't quit. Because sometimes it's more expensive to go and hire and recruit somebody else to fill that role. Both of these mindsets are a poverty mentality. And so I want you and I to have a discussion. At 25 minutes after the hour, I'm going to take your call live, and I want you to share with me what are some of the fears you have with the current job market? What are some of your concerns about your future and your career? Let's get underneath what those concerns are. Let's verbalize those concerns, and then we can find a solution to help secure a better future for yourself as well as your family. So again, what concerns do you have about your job right now? Is it a dead-end job in your opinion? Are you somebody who feels like you are not getting noticed for the work that you are doing? Do you need some strategies to help you get noticed? Do you feel like you haven't been promoted and it's not your fault? I want you to call me 844-439-1391. Again, that's 844-439-1391. 25 minutes after the hour is when I'm actually going to open up the phone lines. But you can call in right now if you want to race to the phone. There's only 6 lines that we have available to you. And we today are going to be giving you strategies that are going to help you succeed and get your next bonus, get your next promotion, even get you out of a situation where you are terrible. Meaning you might be in a career right now within a company that's not utilizing your greatest strengths. What if we could show you how to get to a part of that company where it is utilizing your strengths, where you could really, really show your good stuff and really, really grow? 844-439-1391. Again, that's 844-439-1391. I got to tell you a funny story. My husband and I, back when the economy started kind of floundering a little bit, we went to this little burger joint in this little town in California that when we lived there, we used to, I don't know, maybe go there once every 2 months or something like that. Long story short, there's always a line waiting outside to get into this place. Okay, this particular place kind of serves gourmet burgers, if there's such a thing, right? They have these great French fries with garlic and Parmesan cheese on top. But anyway, outside this restaurant, there's a line waiting to get in. And sometimes you can wait up to an hour. And they don't take any reservations, but you can wait up to an hour just to get a burger. Well, we sit down. The place is packed, my friend. It is packed out. We sit down, and it's like one of those places where it's almost like in Europe. In Europe, they have these tiny little tables set right next to somebody else's tiny little table. You almost can touch somebody's elbows. That's how close they're having you sit. There's some restaurants in New York like that as well. But largely Europe, that's pretty much how it is. You're just like cramped in these tiny little spaces. So we're cramped in this place, and there's like so much noise. My husband and I could barely hear each other. So the waitress comes over to us, and this is what she says. She says, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Hey, how's it going? It looks like it's pretty busy." She goes, "It's really not. You know, this economy, I'm so worried about losing my job. I mean, gosh, have you seen the news? Oh, you know, I'm totally scared about it." This girl is putting a big old wet blanket over our date night. Do we want to hear about the bad economy on our date night? No. Not only that, but she was blinded by what the news had said. Did you hear me? She was blinded by what the news had said. Her eyes and her ears were deaf to the fact, my friend, that there was what? People everywhere There were people all around us. We waited outside for an hour in the heat. The place was packed. The economy had not affected this burger joint. And yet, the bad news of the bad economy affected her mentally and blinded her eyes. So you can only imagine, her service was terrible that night. She put a wet blanket over our hot date night. And I can guarantee you, we didn't tip her our normal 20% or our 25% or 30 or 40% for getting excellent service. But instead, I promise you that because of her attitude, because of what conversation she invaded in somebody's date night, that made an impact, because I'm sure she got people thinking about the bad economy. So, oh gosh, well, I guess I'm not going to tip very high right now. And who started the process? She started the process. So her personal economy was changed simply by, her bad attitude. You control your own personal economy, friend. You do. You control your personal environment, what comes out of your mouth, what shows up on your face, what your attitude is, whether there's a light coming out of your eyes and a hip in your step, or, dumb, drawn out, sad, depressed, unmotivated, especially if you're dealing with the public. And by the way, if you work any job, you're dealing with the public. No, Dani, I'm an engineer. Who do you work with? Other humans who are in the public. We are all dealing with the public, unless you've locked yourself in your closet every day or you're in a white coat in a padded room. Actually, still even then, you deal with the public. We all deal with the public. And we can determine our value. We determine our value in the marketplace by how we serve people, what we bring to them that adds a better experience for them. This young lady could have had a totally different night of tips by simply not being blinded by some bad news, by simply putting the focus on her customers, and her focus being, give these people a great time and I'll earn what I'm paid to do, which is give people a good time. A good time, good service, right? A smile, creating a good environment for the date night instead of ruining it with now directing our conversation about the economy. This is Dani Johnson. I'm going to take your call after this short break. You need help, some coaching on improving your job situation? Call me now, 844-439-1391. Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intellerep.com. That's info@INTELEREP.com, or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intellerep.com or 251-928-9400.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medi-Share. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medi-Share members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medi-Share is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medi-Share is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your healthcare. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info at INTELEREP.com or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
Why don't you groom your kids for success?
What's the option?
Letting your daughter hang out with ne'er-do-wells and eventually bringing you a grandchild with a pierced navel?
Don't get a grandbaby with a pierced navel.
Listen to Dani Johnson.
It'll turn things around.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
People love to whine. They do. They love to whine about what isn't going right on their job. Yet, they're not so quick to try to find solutions, which is kind of sad. Found this quote. In fact, my friend Mary sent this over to me. She says, she says, okay, George Crane writes, there is no future in any job. The future lies in the man who holds the job. How are you holding the job? And by the way, what do I mean by job? We all were born to work. All of us, we all have a call on our lives to work, and that actually is biblical. In fact, the Bible says that if a man will not work, then do not feed him. Pretty hardcore now, isn't it? That's what it says, that we were all born to work. We see that in the book of Genesis. Yes, there was no man to tend the field, so God created Adam so that Adam would work the field. Anyway, so here we are all called to work. People, for some reason, in general, it seems like a big cloud over the head that doesn't show us, or that clouds our mindset from understanding how can we grow? How can we produce more? most people think more hours means that then we'll make more money. And yeah, that can be true, but that's just working harder. That's not necessarily working smarter. So when it comes to a job, let's talk about all spectrums of job. You see, I'm a full-time mother and I'm a part-time businesswoman. We have 5 kids, 5 grandkids, 2 kids that are left still in the home. Our oldest son is visiting right now, so I'm in heaven that I have more kids than normal in the house. So, but as a full-time mom, which I've been a full-time mom for a long, long time, I have 3 adult children, but that is one of my jobs. One of those jobs is cooking 6 nights a week, keeping the house up, keeping it in order, keeping things organized, making sure that the laundry is getting done. Do you understand? That's one of my jobs. And if you are a parent, that's one of your jobs as well. Not to mention the outside. You know, you've got your yard that, you know, that needs to be kept up. Your garden, if you're gardening like we are right now. Got all kinds of stuff. We have a pretty large garden this year, as we did last year as well. But anyway, so those are jobs that we have. Taking care of the car is a job that we have. And then there's the work that we do outside of the house. And so the work outside of the house for me is, you know, I'm a businesswoman. We have several companies. Later on after today's show, I will be in meetings for the rest of the day with 4 different departments inside of our office that are dealing with 2 different companies and 3 huge projects. And so that, and before I came for the show, I was looking into the schooling stuff because we're wrapping up our school year. And, you know, so there's grades. I forgot. One of my jobs is a homeschooling mom. And so that's pretty much what I do through the mornings. And then in the evening, we double check everything that's been done, that's supposed to be done. Anyway, so that's always fun. But there's lots of different departments that you and I have, different functions that we have out there in the workforce that we're either getting paid to do or that we're not necessarily directly being paid for the hours that we're putting in. And so, but how can you succeed better, whether you're working in the home or you're working a business from home and you employ other people, or you have a job that you work, which I treat my business as a job. And I'm going to tell you why. So many people have the wrong idea about being an entrepreneur. They think that entrepreneurialism is that I get to call the shots, I get to meet my own boss. You are not your own boss. The people that work with you are really your boss. They are. That's the facts. You are responsible to making payroll to pay all the people that you are working with. And so it's not do what you want, come and go as you please. You have all this freedom. No, the fact is you have responsibility when you're a business owner. And you have a responsibility to develop team and leadership and responsibility also in others. You also have the responsibility of making sure the bills are paid, the lights are on, payroll's being met, bonuses are being given. This is all part of the job. So no matter what part it is that you have, I want to open up the phone lines for you to tell me what are your concerns with that job. How do you move forward? How do you not make it so mundane, maybe, if what you're dealing with? Or are you not able to find work right now? Do you need some help finding some work? Who knows? You call in, you can give us what your experience is. Somebody might be listening that might be looking directly for you. 844-439-1391 is that number again. 844-439-1391. We'll continue with the Dani Johnson Show in just 1 minute. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show? With tens of thousands of people just like you listening, thinking about the things you do, talking about the things you do, and needing products and services you need, savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on The Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on The Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400, 251-928-9400.
So, politicians are all alike. Let me be clear, and I'll give you something you've never gotten anywhere else before.
How's that working for you?
You know what? She's tired of that mess. How about this?
You listen to her.
She brings you hope.
You make the change.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Do you feel like you're kind of shooting in the dark every day with work? And then you kind of just get in the habit of shooting in the dark. You think you're doing the job that you're supposed to be doing, yet it ends in a layoff. Or it ends in somebody frustrated with you, or you end up in trouble somehow. Could it be that you might be missing the mark and not even realize it? How in the world can you fix that? We're going to talk about that today, 844-439-1391. I do not want to see you laid off. I want to see you getting promoted. I want to see you with big fatty bonuses. That's how it is for us. I'm an employer, and I've been employing people for 2.5 decades. And in doing so, from my perspective, I want to see my people succeed. I want to see the people that I'm working with every day move up into a CEO position. I want to see them taking massive territory over the business and growing it to places that I do not have the ability to grow it to. And so I know most employers have that kind of a mindset, yet with so few that we see that actually care about their jobs enough to even have vision like that for their jobs. So I want to help coach you along to success in the job market today, making you so, I want to say it's sexy. I'm not talking about sexy, but I'm just saying that you stand out to where people are begging to work with you within the same organization, or even people are trying to recruit you even from other companies because you're just that good, okay? Line one, I've got Angela from San Antonio, Texas.
Yes.
Nice to have you. Yes. Okay, so what's going on with the job market for you, lady?
Well, I used AutoCAD, MicroStation, and Revit programs to design architectural, mechanical, electrical, structural, plumbing, and civil. And I did everything that the company had asked me to do and more. I learned new programs. Despite that, I do have a reading disability. I corrected their errors. They had to let me go, and they told me that I did not do a good job when everyone was complimenting me.
Okay, now this is a classic issue that happens for people in jobs. Now, moving forward, and this is what I want you to do, Angela. Angela, I'm so sorry you lost your job. And by the way, I had dyslexia until 2001, so I understand the learning disability. And girlfriend, I am blown away that you can learn all those programs and you have a challenge reading. Hello! That is massive. You are such an overcomer big time, and it shows that you can focus, you can be diligent, you are hardworking, you are committed. All of those things are working for you, Angela. So here's what I want you to do, and this is super important. Number one, I want you to look from your boss's perspective, not from yours, not from the coworkers yet, but right now I want you to look from the boss's perspective. And what I want you to do is very diligently, as though you were the boss, I want you to evaluate your conduct. Not from the, I did so good. I want you to point out where you should have improved. I want you to point out maybe in the communication that was going on between you and them, what they would have liked to see different. Because here's what happens. People often in their jobs, they guess. They just guess. They spend their days guessing, trying to please their superior, instead of sitting down with the superior and having this discussion. Mr. Smith, I want to make sure that I am not doing anything that is hindering my performance here. And you once worked in my field, and you are the best and the expert here because you are obviously my manager now, and you know how to do this and do it well, so well that you've been promoted. So what I want to do is I want to serve you the best way I can, and I'm going to ask you to hold me accountable. If you see me going in a direction, doing something that is not helpful and beneficial to help me be the best possible performer that I can here at work, I want you to call me on it. And I also would like to know, from your perspective, what you see in me that needs to change. Tell me, and don't be afraid. Tell me what areas that I need to work on so I can better serve you and everybody else that's around here so that we can help this business grow and succeed. Like I said, this kind of a conversation shows profound leadership skills. This kind of conversation shows your manager that they can count on you. Now, it also tests your maturity level. Do you get upset when people correct you? Do you freak out? Do you get mad? Do you feel condemned that even when they start to encourage you, you don't receive that encouragement? There are people out there that are like that. I've got one of my children that is like that. So that when they feel like they're not doing good, then any encouragement you give, any card that you write means nothing. They think you're just puffing me up. That's an internal issue. So you have to look at yourself and say, okay, objectively, where could I have improved? What could I have done better? So Angela, I want to ask you that question right here, right now. I want to know, what do you think you could have done better with your boss?
Well, I did very good communication.
Hold on 1 second, Angela.
I talked to him this morning, and
Hold on, Angela. You're not answering my question. I'm not asking you to tell me everything you did good or right. I'm asking you to solemnly look at the full picture. Look at the full picture. Look from somebody else's perspective. We all have a tendency of defending ourselves. But if you want to grow into higher leadership, if you want to get bonuses and raises and promotions, then the only people that get bonuses, raises, and promotions are the ones who see their weaknesses and their strengths, are the ones who can handle correction, are the ones that can really look in the mirror and not defend themselves, but say, I can see from Mr. Smith's perspective. I think if I would have worked harder on this, this, and that, I think I probably would not have gotten laid off. So let's do that now, okay? Right here with me. I love you. I believe in you. You're a hardworking woman. I already told you, wow, you're an overcomer. But now I want you to tell me, what are your weaknesses and where do you feel you should have improved to ensure you not getting laid off?
Well, the only thing I could think of is that I believe in the bottom of my heart he was looking for an engineer and not a drafter.
You are still skirting around the issue, Angela, and guess what? There's not any one of us that is perfect. There's not any one of us. And let's just say that there was a videotaping your work, your conduct, your communication, your everything for the last year that you've been at that company, or 2 years, or however long. Would we see that sometimes you made mistakes somewhere?
I didn't think I made any mistakes.
That's the biggest mistake you made. That right there is your biggest mistake, is that you don't see your mistakes. If you want to grow, you want to improve, you can't be afraid of your mistakes, and you can't be blind to what the mistakes are. So listen, question. Your manager, are you saying that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in one day, he came and laid you off with no forewarning, no conversations beforehand, trying to get you to do something else that he needed you to do?
Well, he did say that the company only has designers and not drafters.
Okay, so which meant that you weren't doing the job that he needed to be done?
No, my job was good. It's just the company only has designers and not just a drafter. And every time I asked him for work, he said it's only for designers.
So you're not a designer, you're a drafter?
Yes.
So it looks like you were in the wrong place.
Yes.
When they hired you, did they hire you as a drafter or a designer?
As a drafter.
Okay. So how long were you there?
For 1 year.
And so I don't understand why they kept you on for a year and why they hired you if you were not a designer when that's what they were asking for. And so each time that he would talk to you, he would say, we need a designer. And you would say, but I'm not a designer, I'm a drafter. So what do you want me to do?
I told him that I would learn.
Gotcha. And so in your interview, you sold them that you would learn, right? How to be a designer.
Yes.
Okay. So they gave you a year to learn how to become a designer.
Yes.
That was pretty gracious of them, don't you think?
Yes.
That's really patient, in my opinion. That's really, 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 really patient. So the reality was they gave you a year to learn it, and you weren't able to learn it. So it's not a fit. So that's the weakness. My weakness was I'm not a designer, and I didn't learn fast enough on how to become a designer. That's the weakness. So when you say I didn't make any mistakes, according to them, you made a lot of mistakes because you weren't a designer. It just wasn't the right fit. So find a position that is a fit for drafting. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
With all the changes happening in healthcare, Christians want to know, is there any option that's God-honoring, affordable, and acceptable under the law? The answer is Medishare. It's not insurance. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. Unlike individual insurance plans, which are now required to cover the morning after pill, your healthcare dollars never pay for things that go against your beliefs. There's no enrollment period, so you could sign up anytime. You choose your doctors from America's largest provider network. And yes, it's affordable. Family options average around $300 a month. Medishare is healthcare Christians can believe in.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Where she goes on this planet, she finds people of all stripes. Emeralds, rubies, sapphires, pearls. She's made it a point to teach success better than anyone else in America. So welcome to the international headquarters of your new future. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
We all got issues, we all got problems, but here's the reality. If you are somebody that cannot see your weaknesses, you are not going to get promoted in your job. You're not. That's the facts. Just here on this break after I finished working with Angela. And again, we all want to defend that we are perfect. Our conduct is perfect. We're doing everything right. Well, then why are you laid off? No one is perfect. No one does everything right. No one has only strengths. We all have strengths and weaknesses. And if we want to grow into a leadership role which pays more money, then we have to face those weaknesses. We have to face our mistakes. Literally just sitting here on that break, I was compelled to write because I'm evaluating myself as a homeschooling mom. So I made a list of 4 things of what my shortcomings were this year for my homeschooling year. And number 1, not enough accountability with the tutor and my sons. Okay, so what did that do? That causes other problems that then cause other frustrations. The bottom line is that there is an action that has an equivalent reaction. So here we're at the end of the year. I'm frustrated because they're behind in 2 subjects. So I'm like, ugh, and I get that way every single year. And yet I failed to have better accountability. So in all reality, it's my fault. Whatever frustration that I'm having in this job of my life, it's my fault. It's not my son's fault. It's not the tutor's fault. It's not the school system's program fault. It's not the computer's fault. It is my fault, ultimately. Do you have that mindset, or do you try to hide your weaknesses? Do you try to shift the blame? Do you try to not take responsibility and act like a victim? Victims will always be victimized. You need to realize that. Victims will always be victimized. So you cannot allow yourself to be a victim. It's not an option if you want to have success. Line 2, I've got Erica from Georgia. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hello, Erica. Are you there? There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
I am in business development. I just went back in corporate America in January. And my question is aligning your gifts with your job.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I'm underutilized in my role.
Okay.
I know that my gifts are teaching, my gifts are writing, I write contracts, statement of work, several of the foundational documents for the company, and I'm underutilized. Also, being able to be new in the organization, I'm able to see where money is left on the table, and it's frustrating. And when I present it, I feel that it's kind of stay in your lane, that I have the eyes to see that, or where I can bring value to the company, but not necessarily given the opportunity.
Okay, so tell me, what kind of conversations have you had with the people that can make the changes or better utilize your strength? What did you say in those meetings with those people?
Like, for example, requests for proposals. That's not necessarily my role, but I went out and found where there could be money made. I sent that information to leadership, and there was no response.
Okay, so when you say you sent that information to leadership, you sent an email?
I did.
Okay, that is not communication, Erica.
Okay.
That isn't communication at all. Okay, so think about it. How do you think the owner of that business communicates? You think they do everything through email?
No.
No. How is it done, honey?
It's meeting face-to-face dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to be better utilized, then you've got to get face-to-face with people. You have to let them see your talent. No one likes, by the way, Erica, long emails. No one. Not
Correct.
you, not me, not anyone. In fact, let me ask you a question. Do you like email?
I do. I prefer one-on-one. I prefer face-to-face dialogue.
Okay, I hate email. I'm going to say that again. I hate, with all caps, asterisks, and other colorful language around email. I hate it.
Okay.
So when somebody tries to send me email, you have to imagine how much email gets sent into my inbox.
Correct. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And it's overwhelming. Now think about the owner. Think about the people in the higher roles. How much email comes to them?
Tons.
Tons. So let me ask you, how do you think that is perceived? How is another email perceived?
I'll get around to it when I get around to it. Other priorities.
It's a burden.
Okay.
It's a complete burden. So here you're trying to hand them a solution, but there's a chance they didn't even see it. You said that you sent it and there was no response. It's probably buried under 1,000 other emails.
Okay. Now,
right?
Dani, I did have a face-to-face meeting with my direct manager, and I was redirected. That's another job function. And that was kind of the message. That's another job function.
So I want to know how you communicated in that meeting. Because how you communicate either produces the result you want or gives you an objection instead.
Okay. My communication was referring back to my email. And it was...
Okay, stop. You already did it. You already did it.
That's honest. My honest. It was referring back.
No, of course. So look. So
I do the research on the request for proposal.
I know. Hold on one second. I'm trying to point something out to you. Again, I'm the employer. And if somebody sent me an email and then they wanted to get face-to-face to me and I didn't read that email or I didn't have time to go through that, I am going to shove you with the, that's not your job. I have like 17,000 other things on my plate right now. I can't even begin to think about that. However, if you learn powerful presentation skills to where you are finding a need, first of all, you're building a relationship with that person you're talking to, and you're building a bridge, and you're finding the need inside of that person. And then you present your solution wrapped around their need. They are all ears, and they are fully interested in everything you are saying. That's what we talk about in job domination. It's how you present the idea versus what I can hear is, in a very factual way, I can actually improve the company's bottom line by, I found this, and like they are tuning you out. But you want to learn how to sell your idea instead of give information. You're passionate about saving this company money. I love that. You're passionate about your talents and abilities. Your talents and abilities are lacking the ability to sell the idea, sell the talent, sell the saving the company money. There's two ways of going about it. Giving information, and you know everybody in your company is overloaded with information, mama. However, if you learn to present it in such a way where they are all ears, they want to hear what you have to say. You're communicating in such a way that you are meeting an important need that they have, which you're assuming you know what the need is, instead of digging and asking them personally what their specific need is. That's my advice to you, girl. Good job, and I believe wholeheartedly, talent will not fall to the ground. It's going to be used, but if you can't sell your talent and you can't create a need for your talent, then it's gonna die on the vine where it's sitting right now. And that's not supposed to happen. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
My name is Dani Johnson, and 23 years ago, I was homeless, living out of my car, alone, totally broke, and desperate. I was ready to end it all. Today, I'm a multi-millionaire with a passion for helping you get ahead in your career, your business, and your relationships. I'm tired of seeing families struggle financially, consumed with debt, robbing their lives of any joy as well as a future. So I'd like to give the first 10 callers a free copy of our latest bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call now, 844-200-DANI. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That website again is firststepstowealth.com. It's time to end the insanity called life and start living it the way you've always wanted to. Get a copy of First Steps to Wealth right now.
Dani Johnson.
98% of the population will end up dead or dead broke by the age of 65.
Dani Johnson.
question I have for you, is that how you want to be? Is that the life that you want? Well, if you look at what everybody else is doing and you live the way they are, then that's what you're going to have. Why live under the burden of death? I say, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite.
Dani Johnson.
This is Dani Johnson. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Dani Johnson Show. We're talking about the uncertainty that's in the job market and how you can secure your future. The reality is that your job security is largely determined by you. It's not determined by somebody else. We also were talking about leadership. So oftentimes, people don't rise up to a higher level of leadership because they lack the communication skills that are important to do so. They don't have the right attitude to do so. And that's all something that can be learned. We just talked to a woman who had been laid off. My question to her was, what were your weaknesses? What things could you have done differently? When we want to play the victim, we will not learn. So if you've been laid off or fired, or you have been overlooked for a promotion, or you haven't had a raise in a long time, stop blaming somebody else. Stop blaming the boss. Stop blaming the economy, and start looking in the mirror. Start looking in the mirror and saying, where do I need to improve? Where can I get better? What is the company really looking for? So oftentimes people guess instead of hitting the target dead on. And the only way to hit the target dead on is to ask the appropriate questions of the appropriate people. That's the way to get it done. So we were just talking to Erica from Columbus, Georgia. I didn't know there was a Columbus, Georgia, but she was listening to the show, called in, hey, I feel like I'm being underutilized in my job, and I'm trying to get my talents and skills out there, but it's not working. So often we can bulldoze into a meeting. Well, first of all, we found that sending an email is not the best way to communicate, especially the people that are in higher positions. They're overloaded with email. Email is a burden to most of us. It is not a pleasurable thing to sit in front of our computer and read through. Not only that, but long emails, those are going to get read last. I'm going to have to go back and read that again later, and then pretty soon, what? You got 500 more emails that are now on top of that. Even if you flagged it and said, I'll get to that later, I got lots of those emails that I haven't gotten to, and why? Time and priorities. The reality is, don't take up my time with a book that you're writing me. I don't want to give my time to read that long book. However, best way to communicate is face-to-face with a smile on your face and learning how to sell your idea. Learn how to present it to where they want it, that you're actually meeting a need. Instead of you assuming there's a need, or what a lot of people do, is that they think their strengths are the answer to a need that might not even exist. So it's important to build that relationship with those management people. It's important to build that relationship with the owners so you can really find where the true needs are. There's a question that somebody in my office asked me, and it's really smart that she asked me this question. She'll say, what are your pet peeves? What is your nemesis? What drives you crazy? And so I gave it to her, and she's working on that list specifically to take the nemesis off of. There's a name of a product that we have in our line that I hate. I can't stand it. It bugs me. I don't talk about it because I can't stand the name of it, and the name just does not say what's inside of it. And so for 2 years, I have said, can we change the name of this? Can we change the name of this? Finally, 2 weeks ago, I said, there's a 2-week deadline. This sucker's getting changed, and we better pull in the best people that know how to create names because I'm done with this name. This is a nemesis to me. I hate the name of this thing. It's got to get fixed, and it's got to get fixed now. Why? Well, it wound up on someone's list that got shoved, never got done. Ugh, makes my blood boil. So this is where this one individual in our office, she's been so smart. Dani, give me the nemesis. She's not afraid of my frustrations. She wants to know, how can I relieve your frustrations? What things can I work on that are going to improve the things you feel need to be improved? Now, somebody else from the outside could be looking at me going, oh, I think this is what they need to do. You'll totally miss the mark. But this one question that got asked, yes. So I've got 2 things right now, 2 nemesises that are getting done. And what will that make me look at this individual like? My hero. It'll be my hero, for sure. Why? Because the frustration has been taken off. It's kind of like, I don't know, an oozing wound. Isn't it frustration? That's kind of what I equate it. It's like an oozing wound. Kind of like those ants that got inside of my garden shoes. Yeah. And stung my little toe. It swelled up my toe, swelled up my foot, and it's constant. Have you ever been bit or stung by a fire ant? It's constant. Wakes you up in the middle of the night. It's on fire. They gave the greatest name to these fire ants. It's on fire. It's frustrating. Like you can feel it inside of your gut. You're like, ugh. You want that feeling to stop. So that's a question you can ask the people you're working with. What is your nemesis? What is something that is on your list that has been there and it's driving you crazy that I can help relieve you from? What is something that I can do to help produce something that you feel is important to get produced? Whew. That instantly raises your value to the ones that make the decision as promoting you. Do you understand? The one that makes the decision. Now listen, you're either sitting there afraid that they're going to point out your flaws. You got to get rid of that stupid ego, friend. You got to get rid of your ego. Go to the boss. Ask him, what are my weaknesses that you can see that I need to improve that would make a huge difference in my production? They might have a list. And by golly, if they have a list, that means you were really close to getting fired and didn't even know it. That's possible. But if they don't have a list, you say, please speak freely. I want to get better. I want to improve. I want to be better for you. I want to be better for everybody. Tell me, what are the areas that I am causing problems that I need to improve on? Or areas that you think I'm just not, I'm not quite giving it my best. I want to know. Do not be afraid of those weaknesses. You can't be. It's time to get rid of that ego, weigh it with your bank account, and figure out which one do you want to weigh more. You want your ego to weigh 1,000 pounds? Or do you want your bank account to be filled with hundreds of thousands of dollars? You can't have both, ego and bank account. You're going to have to pick one. And ego wants to hide their shortcomings. You want to evaluate your shortcomings and make improvements. So I'm taking your call. You have any management issues, management problems? What's like the biggest challenge that you have with people in management right now? Whether they are your managers or you are employed by a manager, what is your biggest complaint in that area? 844-439-1391. 25 minutes after the hour, I'm going to be taking your call concerning that. Let's work together on improving your job security. Because who determines your job security is you, not your boss, not the economy, not the president of your nation or prime minister. No, not the mayor, not the governor, not your spouse, not your kids. No one determines your success except for you. You are in the driver's seat of getting promoted or bonuses. You and what you do with your time, what value you bring, whether you hit the mark or miss the mark, that's determined by you. So let's evaluate those managerial issues. Let's attack them. Let me give you some new words to say, new strategies to use so that you can make yourself so much more valuable. Then you're going to write me after you've become more valuable, and you're going to say, it worked. I weighed my ego with my bank account. 844-439-1391. Dani, I did exactly what you told me to do. It worked. 844-439-1391. Okay, I've got Marla from Evanston, Illinois. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hello, Marla. Are you there? There we go. Hi, Marla.
Hi there. I'm so glad I could call in. I have a question regarding changing careers. I've been in corporate America, and due to downsizing, the company has outsourced my team's work to an offshore team. So I actually wanted to start my own business, to become an entrepreneur. I did recognize there's a need for people that, especially our aging population, to keep up with technology. And just based on actually giving a couple of classes, while I've been home to people at my church and some communities, I realized that this is an untapped market that desperately needs the skills.
Nice.
I just don't know how to go about it. I've been doing it kind of on the side, but now that I have the time, I definitely want to turn into a business. I just don't know the steps or how do I go about getting the tools to do that.
Okay. Have you heard of First Steps to Success?
I have seen it, yes, and definitely wanted to find out more information.
Okay.
I do need to investigate that.
Okay. Yeah, that would be your next step. And fortunately, it's coming up here real soon, July 12th, 13th, and 14th. Because what you're asking is a loaded question. It'll take 3 days for me to show you how to do that. Meaning to get trained.
Okay.
You're not looking for information, honey. You need to be trained to become a successful entrepreneur. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so going back to college is probably not the best idea because the professors don't have businesses, they're teachers. So they only can teach you how to be a teacher. They're not going to teach you how to become a successful entrepreneur. So you're going to learn how to have successful business from a successful business owner. And by the way, I work 20 hours a week running several businesses.
Oh, wow.
And I've made millions of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. So
I need to sign up.
So the reality is that if you want to, on a part-time basis, be able to build a very successful business, you remind me of Jill Stevens, actually. Jill Stevens did the same thing. She was a school teacher, making $35,000 a year, working 80 hours a week, right? But she also had a little homeschool, not homeschool, but homework program for the kids. Well, then she decided to turn that into a business. She's come through First Steps and creating a dynasty. She's been trained up by our website, by all of our tools and the live events. This woman makes $150,000 a year working 15 hours a week. Hello?
Oh, my God.
150. Hello, she made $35,000 an hour. I mean, $35,000 a year to $150,000. Doesn't even need a teaching degree to do that. 15 hours a week, and she's paid off almost $400,000 worth of debt using our War on Debt system. Go to DaniJohnson.com, click on events, click on First Steps. I want you there all 3 days. You're going to learn how to build a business right from that home, getting referrals, getting the word out, using scripting that invites people to say yes, that's also going to build a powerful income under your control, not someone else controlling you. Okay, go get registered right now. I'll see you in San Antonio. I'm excited for you. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this. Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today. Dani Johnson here, and you're listening to The Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you. People thinking about what you think about, talking about what you talk about, and needing the same products and services you need. It's a place where like-minded consumers gather, savvy business owners, marketing directors, and responsive individuals making significant buying decisions. From consumer home goods and services to business products, people just like you needing the same things you need. They should be buying your product and service or doing business with your company. I'd love to help. To find out how to advertise on this show, email info@intelerep.com. That's info@INTELEREP.com. Or call 251-928-9400. That's info@intelerep.com or 251-928-9400. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today.
If you're a Christian who's paying too much for healthcare, you're going to love Medishare. It's a nationwide community of believers who share each other's medical bills. It's affordable. Families average around $300 a month, and it's accepted by America's largest network of health providers. Plus, the healthcare law has a special provision for Medishare members, so you're exempt from any tax penalties. But here's the best part. Medishare is based on the timeless principles found in God's Word. You never have to pay for things that go against your beliefs. Medishare is healthcare the way God meant it to be.
Learn how thousands of Christians can help you save on your health care. For your free information guide, call 855-90-BIBLE. Not available in Montana. Medishare, affordable biblical health care. Call 855-90-BIBLE. That's 855-90-BIBLE.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
There's just so much that she's done to help people, to help their children face the next generation with success, to declare war on things that tear families apart, and to look people straight in the eye and to tell them how much they mean to her.
There is no one else
like this lady right here.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
You have more control over your life than you actually think you do. And in another respect, you are not in control of all things. However, you are in control to what you do. You're in control of what comes out of your mouth. You're in control of how you address other people that you're working with. You have control over your own mindset. You have control over your spending habits. You have control over how you dress. Something I thought about recently, as there's an individual that we work with that ever since he started with the company, he has dressed like a CEO. Even though in the very position that he took any position that was available because he believes so wholeheartedly in what we do, our mission, the lives that we're impacting, as well as the thousands of orphans that we're feeding every single month. So he never once started here in jeans and a t-shirt. Even though there were others that look like that, he chose to dress in a suit every day, fielding phone calls in our client services department for 4 hours a day. He had a part-time position here, part-time, on the phone, something that he did not like to do. And yet he showed up looking like somebody that wasn't going to stay in that role for long. And mind you, he stayed in that role for about a year. And then recently, actually not quite a year, but recently was then shifted into more hours, now is more full-time, and now being shifted into something that his background actually even fills. And so I want you to look at how you are dressed right now at work. So many people say they want to get promoted, but they don't look like their next promotion. Do you hear what I'm saying? They're not living in their next promotion. Do you hear me? So if you actually had that position that you want, are you dressing for it in advance? Faith is required in order to have success. It is absolutely required. And what does that mean exactly? It means that you are treating it as though you are already. You're walking in it as though it is already yours. And so what does that look like? Look at yourself right now. Open up a mirror. Look at your clothing. What are you communicating at work? And especially for those of you that work from home. Working in your bathrobe is not going to give the most powerful posture that you need to have to work on the phone and gain new clients. If you're in your boxer shorts and your bathrobe, you got a messy bun, you haven't showered in 2 days because no one's going to see you. Oh, people are going to see you because a voice, even over the phone, communicates something. It does. It communicates something. So if you think you can hide the way you are presenting yourself today, you're not hiding it. You're not hiding it at all. Because a bathrobe says I have my feet tucked up underneath me, okay? I'm sitting with my knees in my chest. My head is kind of cocked. I've really got a casual approach to the day. And this does not say, come with me, I'm going to build something huge. This says I'm not serious. This says I'm not committed. This says this probably isn't going to work. That's what that says. So it's the same for you who are at work. Yeah. Is it a t-shirt and jeans today? Is it, ladies, no makeup still? Guys, you're still unshaven? Come on now. Nasty hair? Not groomed? Come on. Do you look like where you're going? Or do you look like you're going on vacation or you should work in a warehouse? Even Domino's pizza delivery guys are dressed with a uniform, a collared shirt. In Texas this time of year, a pair of nice shorts, nice shoes, and a hat. Not cocked to the side, but they are dressed in a uniform, looking and representing respect of the brand. So are you representing respect for the brand? And are you dressed for your next promotion? Or are you dressed for a demotion? Are you dressed for staying stuck in the current position you're in? Whether that's the bottom or mid-level. You want to go to the top? You better look like it, buddy. You better look like it. You're in control of how you dress. You're in control of how you look. You're in control if your hair is clean, your face is done. You are in control if those nasty black hairs are off of the top or the inside of your nose. You are in control of it. So step up. You want a position, it's time to step up and look like you want it. Got it? I know, it's the mom talking to me. But it's the facts. I see it. I can see who's committed within our office. I can see who's not treating it seriously. I can see who wants to go find something else to do. I say go. Go find something else to do. You think you'll do better there? Knock yourself out. This is Dani Johnson.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Fida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Ever wondered how to advertise on the Dani Johnson Show with tens of thousands of people just like you listening? Thinking about the things you do, Talking about the things you do and needing products and services you need? Savvy business owners and marketing directors advertise on The Dani Johnson Show. Advertise your products or services on The Dani Johnson Show. Email info@intellerep.com or call 251-928-9400. 251-928-9400.
Why don't you groom your kids for success?
What's the option?
Letting your daughter hang out with ne'er-do-wells and eventually bringing you a grandchild with a pierced navel?
Don't get a grandbaby with a pierced navel.
Listen to Dani Johnson.
It'll turn things around.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Without consultation, plans are frustrated. But with many counselors, plans will succeed. Have you ever thought of maybe utilizing your boss as one of your counselors? I'm not talking about your emotional counselor. I'm not talking about your psychotic counseling. I'm talking about your work counselor. Have you ever thought of asking for advice on how you can improve from the people who have more success than you? I've done that as a mother. I've done that as a business person, as a financial person, as an investor. It works. It works beautifully as a married person, seeking out advice. In fact, I have an appointment tomorrow. I'll be getting advice from somebody who's been married for 40 plus years, and they've had all kinds of challenges. They've worked through those kinds of challenges. And my question, I have specific questions. How do I handle this? How do I handle that? Why? I haven't been married for 40 years. I've only been together with my husband for 23. And I know that each season of life produces new challenges that we need help being worked through. So, wise counselors, you have one in your life, your boss. They would love to tell you the quick, simple way for you to be able to get a promotion and a bonus. You just got to ask the right questions. Line 2, I've got Jeanette from Florida calling in. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hold on. There we go. Jeanette, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to call in and say just a little bit of how your strategies have helped me. Before I went to creating a dynasty, I'd actually had a fight with my boss. And I was just, I was like, I'm not going to apologize. I refused to apologize. When I went to creating a dynasty, I realized that I needed to apologize. And I came back and I apologized, and since then, like you said, he's been my counselor. Before he was just saying to me, oh, you can't talk to people this way, you can't do this. But now, ever since I apologized, he's been sharing feedback with me, helping me talk to my customers, and my sales have they've doubled since I've gotten back from work. So I just wanted to say what you're saying is absolutely correct and absolutely true. We as employees, we actually have more power than we think in regards to our careers and the direction, but we have to be open and let the pride go.
Yes.
In order to grow and move forward.
You know what's so awesome about what you said? So in 2 weeks, you doubled your sales at work?
I take that back. Not in 2 weeks, but, actually.
Dynasty was 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
You didn't even know how short that was.
It was just because I apologized, and then he started helping me, and then he was like, it was almost like he was like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do to work together.
Yes.
And so working together, obviously, one can put 1,000, but two can put 10,000 to flight.
Yes.
And so he gave me a list, and he was like, this is what I want you to work on. And I started to go into work on it, and he was helping me with feedback. So, yes, your strategies are absolutely true, and they work, and I just wanted to thank you.
Wow. Okay, so Jeanette, listen, let's dissect this because this is so powerful. So many people in that situation where before you went to our Leadership Advanced Conference, which was just 3 weeks ago when it started, 2.5 weeks ago you came out of it. Okay, listen. You screwed up and you didn't want to own up, right? That's most people. I screwed up, but I ain't owning up. No way, I'm going to save my own face here. Which does nothing besides get you laid off. Isn't that true?
That's correct.
You get fired for things like that. You get laid off for things like that. And then what do? We blame the boss. Well, he didn't like me because. No, man. It's a pain in his butt to have to rehire somebody else. It is so rewarding. Listen, your boss, and if you're listening right now, I know you're arguing. You go ahead and stay arguing, and you could stay broke with your arguments. But here's the facts. We have helped hundreds of thousands of people increase their income with what they're already doing, just with simple little strategies like what Jeanette is sharing right now. Okay, so let's go back here. So rather than getting laid off and fired, yes, you said you got to let the pride go. No, if you screw up, you got to own up. You got to own up. Yes. And when you own up, now look, your boss wants to see you succeed. It makes him feel good about himself when he sees you increasing your sales because he know he had a part in it. He feels better about his work. It makes work more enjoyable versus someone that's always fighting him. When a boss gives you, this is what you need to do, and you don't do it, it's a fight. It's an internal, it's a secretive, it's a 13-year-old rebelling against their parent fight. Whether they are verbally doing it or you know they are physically not doing it. You need to go clean your room. Okay, yes, ma'am. And they don't do it. You need to do the chores. They don't do it. That's total dishonor, disrespect, and rebellion. So that equates to people getting fired. That's how it works, which is why I don't let my kids do that because I'm preparing them for bad work habits in the future. But Jeanette, you're so right on. Now, were you surprised when you went, you humbled yourself, you asked for forgiveness and asked him to help you and to hold you accountable? Were you surprised at his response?
Yes, I was shocked because it was funny because he didn't really remember, but I knew I wasn't apologizing for him. I was apologizing for me.
Yep.
But also to let him know that I knew that I was wrong for raising my voice and talking to him the way that I did.
Good job.
And so he was just like, you know, I had already forgotten about it. I understand people get frustrated, but you need to come to me and you need to talk to me. And it's just ever since then the door has been open and he's been critiquing me. And, you know, I learned that creating a dynasty and first steps to success as an emerald, one of the things, it's hard to take criticism for some reason. But
it's
once
pride.
You
it's straight up pride.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes. But once you swallow your pride and take it, your life gets so much better, and you realize people aren't trying to criticize you. They're trying to help you be better.
Gotcha. And that's the truth. And that's it. And we can't get better without correction. There is no perfection without correction, period.
Yes.
No perfection without correction. And we have to be open to it. We have to submit ourselves to it. We got to go look for it. And that's what you've done, Jeanette. I'm so proud of you. I am so, so proud of you. Congratulations on doubling your sales. And by the way, if you're listening, you're like, what is an emerald? That is someone who's very organized, very facts and figures. They're not people. They're not the people person. Hi, how are ya? No, they avoid people generally, and they much rather deal with numbers and things they can control. And so, Jeanette, that's all the more why your story is so powerful, because even as that person, it's normally an introvert that doesn't like to talk to people or be around people, you are stretching yourself and submitting yourself to awesome coaching with your boss, and he's pulling the best out of you because you've humbled yourself. I'm super over the top proud of you. You're awesome. Thanks for setting the right example. I appreciate it. We got Daphne from South Carolina. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hello, Dani Johnson. Nice to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you, too. Welcome to the show. What can I do for you?
Yes. I have a writing company that I've been building, and my passions are writing and youth. And I started an organization to help girls because I was helping women because they saw what I was doing in my writing, and they asked to help. But I didn't know all of what I was doing.
Right.
But God downloaded to me Motivated Beauty, and I sat on it because I'm like, oh, it's not ready. I don't have this. I need that. And when I started doing it, I began to get pressed. And then I got sick. But I know the sickness came from the stress, and now I'm better. Today is literally my first week with no pain in a year and 5 months.
Oh, wow.
I have to see a post just, and I'm like, oh, my God, let me call the show.
Well, Daphne, so congratulations that you know what your gifting is. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't have any idea where their gift, where their strength is, and what they should be doing here on the earth. So congratulations that you know that your gift is writing. And you also want to empower others along the same vein. And there is such a need for that. And I believe that you've got a great business concept there. But let me ask you this. Have you submitted yourself to learning from successful people? Have you followed in the ways of those who have successfully started a business, a career working from home, and have been able to do that on 20 hours a week, generating millions of dollars, inspiring and empowering others to follow their careers as well? Have you submitted to somebody in doing that?
I have submitted to just a blog, and
No.
I know I need.
Like I said, the answer's no. The answer's no, honey. You know what just a blog is going to do. That ain't no commitment, honey. Do you want to succeed, Daphne?
Yes.
Then I'm going to see you in San Antonio, Texas, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, all 3 days. I'm going to show you how to build that business. I'm going to teach you step by step how to empower other people to do the same career that you're doing. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it on 20 hours a week. Not killing yourself, woman. Not an option. And how to make more money. You get to the website and get your seat now. Don't wait. Get registered today. I can't wait to help you explode that career. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue after this.
Radio talk show host Dani Johnson in Kadwa, Haiti.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. Now, we're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheet or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. They're not asking for nice clothes. They're asking for food. That's it. Food, water. You can help. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Help us radically change a community. Go to kingsransom.org to make your donation to Kadwa, Haiti. That's kingsransom.org.
Okay, if you know me at all, I don't want you spending a penny more than you have to on anything. This is one of those things. If you're a business owner and take credit cards, you're paying too much unless you're working with my friend Kevin at Prestige Merchant Solutions. He's so confident that if he can't save you money, he'll pay you $100. Listen, if you're accepting payment by credit cards, check it out. 850-200-0709. That's 850-200-0709. Kevin guarantees 5-star service. He guarantees he'll save you money, and he'll pay you $100 if he can't. No risk, right? So what are you waiting for? Call today. It's quick to change your current service, incredibly reliable, 24/7 support, and payments are processed quickly. Tell him Dani sent you. There's nothing to lose. Call 850-200-0709. 850-200-0709. Stop overpaying today.
So, politicians are all like, let me be clear, and I'll give you something you've never gotten anywhere else before.
How's that working for you?
You know what? She's tired of that mess. How about this?
You listen to her.
She brings you hope.
You make the change.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Diligent hands produce wealth. That's the best success book ever written. That's the advice that it's giving. That's actually one of the laws in the financial kingdom. Diligent hands bring wealth. But the sluggard is going to go impoverished. Listen, I know you probably would consider yourself a hard-working person. But see, you could be working hard in all the wrong places, just as we just heard from Jeanette. Wow. Sometimes you got to weigh your ego with your bank account, swallow your pride, say, I'm sorry, please forgive me when you have messed up with somebody, and make it right and ask for accountability. Ask for accountability. Ask for somebody to coach you along right there in your current profession. Because sometimes we can't see what it is that we're doing We can't see our own. We can think we're like, I'm doing this, but we could be missing a whole huge part and really be messing ourselves up. Line 3, we've got Celine from Atlanta. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hey, Dani. Good afternoon. How are you?
Really good. Thanks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so good to talk to you again. I have to tell you that I have been, my mind is just flooded with all the different things that I've experienced, positive changes and results that I've accomplished, goals since I first met you 6 years ago. It's just, I can't even enumerate all the different things that have come about in my life and how much my life has changed since I first came to First Steps. It's just been absolutely mind-boggling. But what I wanted to tell you today was that, for the past 3.5 years, I've been single, and I've got the 2 girls, as you know, and we've struggled tremendously for the first, up until about 6 to 9 months ago, financially. I just could not figure out the job thing, and I really wanted to homeschool, and there were so many things that I wasn't doing. And then I got job domination, and obviously I've been to several First Steps events over the, 15, over the past 6 years. And I sat down with job domination, and I have to tell you the truth, I've had job domination for over a year. I haven't even been able to get through all of it.
It's so content-rich.
The first segment that I got through, which was tremendously helpful, and it's not like I don't know my way around, but this is a field that's changing constantly with technology. And I sat down and redid my resume. I have to tell you that resume has gotten me on first interviews, 3 jobs, 4 job offers. I actually had one person say to me, when I look at your resume and now meeting you, I see this says something that's uniquely Celine. It doesn't say run-of-the-mill standard resume.
Yep.
It speaks to. And it was, they're creating a job, putting together a job, combining several different positions for me because they really want me on board at this company. It's just been so fruitful and such a great investment. Everything that I've ever gotten, with your company has just helped me achieve results no matter what I've done with it.
Wow.
You really can't go wrong.
That's so awesome, Celine. Congratulations. And see, look right there. So many people, when they get into the job market, they look up the standard free resume templates, and they don't realize that that's where the other 46 million people are going to get their standard free resume template, right? And so then they look like everybody else. But if you are trying to find a job, you got to sell yourself, and you have to present yourself to be unique and different. And that doesn't happen from, I'm the best candidate for the job because. That's what everybody says. That's not how you walk into the job interview. You got to be different. You got to go in the opposite direction than what everybody else who stepped in that office that day said. Everybody does the same thing. So you learn through job domination how to do the opposite of what everyone else does, how to stand out, and now you have a company creating a position for you. Whatever. I love it. I'm proud of you for going through it. Now, Celine, commit to me, please. You got to finish up that program. The second half of job domination. So powerful. So
I've got pages and pages of notes.
Yes.
I've got a nanny who's been with me through grooming, and she is now asking for your materials because she sees that she's increasing her skill and it's getting her results with my kids.
Yes, that's awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
Good
Amazing.
job.
God bless you.
There you go. Training materials for the nannies so that your kids are not groomed for failure with being put in front of the television. Give me a break, which is what most babysitters do. Anyway, Celine, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your testimony. I really appreciate you tremendously. All right, I got time for one more. Elizabeth is on line 6 from Sioux Falls. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, Dani. How are you?
Good.
I actually started listening to you when I was in my late teens, early 20s. My dad and I listened to you a bunch, and then I've kind of put your materials down and kind of getting interested again. Because you're just awesome and dynamic and, you know, all those wonderful things. And I want to make sure that I hook myself up to somebody that is all that, and so that I can be a success as well. I'm a nurse, and, you know, I didn't even know if I'd be able to go back to school because I dropped out of high school. But I went and got my GED and actually was able to graduate with honors from my LPN school. So that was amazing. But I've been working in facilities for like the last year, 2 years. It just breaks my heart to see some of the stuff that goes on in the medical facilities. And so about 9 months ago, I started doing some research so I could just start my own company because I had kind of had enough of the corporate grind from everybody. And so I have a client right now. I have one client right now.
Good job.
Of course, that's not really paying the bills. And so what I'm wanting to do is find a way to get more clientele. You know, trying to learn to groom myself so that when I step into these doctor's offices, I know what to say and I have the look and the words and all those things.
Yeah, okay, well, we're about to end the show, so I got two things I'm going to say to you. How many people did you prospect on last Friday? I got the answer.
Yep, none.
None. How many people did you prospect on Thursday?
None.
Wednesday?
Yep, none. So tell me how to do it then.
I'll see you at First Steps to Success, young lady, July 12th, 13th, and 14th. You want to be groomed to succeed in business? Then I'll get face-to-face with you. San Antonio, Texas. It's time that you go all in on that business versus treating it like a hobby. You have a great idea, and that idea has the potential to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on a part-time basis because I know people in your field that are doing that. They have quadrupled their income as a nurse doing what you're trying to do right now. And they're clients of ours. So, July 12th, 13th, and 14th, San Antonio, Texas. No excuses. It's time you learn to build this as a profession, not a young person who's just dibbling and dabbling in a hobby. This is Dani Johnson. We'll talk to you tomorrow with the Dani Johnson Show. God bless. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye. Is God calling you to the entertainment industry? Do you want to rise for Him? Do you want to be an actor, model, singer, or dancer and shine for God? Do you think the world needs better role models? Do you want to be a star for the Most High God? Actors, models, and talent for Christ is coming to a city near you. A new generation of Christian performers is rising. Call 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. God gave you talent for a reason, and that is to shine for Him. So we are searching for actors, models, singers, and dancers. Go to amtcaudition.com to find out when and where the next free audition will be held. Entertainment is the best opportunity for Christians to change the world, and the time is now. Are you ready for that call? 800-STAR-420 or go to amtcaudition.com. That's actors, models, and talent for Christ. Register for your audition today. You tell yourself that life isn't that bad. You relish the small pleasures. Drive-through coffee, big screen TV, vacations bought on credit cards. But that's as good as life gets unless you take a leap of faith. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, inviting you to join me for 2 days where you will acquire the skills to make the life you crave a reality. Call now 844-200-DANI or visit firststepstosuccess.com.